Welcome. Today we're going to be discussing the allegorical interpretation of Adam and Eve and how we can understand the ancient scriptures uh, and how they relate to not only our anatomy but our psychology, and how Adam and Eve is one of the greatest psychological stories ever told, because within the parable lies the secrets of the conscious mind's connection to the subconscious, as well as their parallel connection to the superconscious. How Adam represents the indwelling conscious archetype, and how Eve represents the emotional aspect. It's a psycho-spiritual journey. Adam being the conscious mind, Eve being the subconscious mind. Understanding the logical masculine left brain activity and how it interprets messages received from the subconscious mind, which serves as a mirror to the superconscious mind. The receptive, feminine, creative aspect of the mind has to be penetrated by the will of the conscious mind. Shout out to Mind Magic. Essentially, the conscious mind has to make a imprint on the subconscious mind so that the subconscious mind input becomes an output in your manifested reality. In the Franz Bardon teachings of initiation into Hermetics, in the first stage, we discuss the transmutation of negative qualities into their positive. Or the first practice would be to transmute negative habits into their positive counterparts. For example, if you feel like you have a tendency to overreact in situations like arguments, for example, or let's say you have a tendency to something that you wish to abstain from, for example. Let's say you want to transmute your slothfulness into energetic activity. Then you would to penetrate the subconscious mind with the idea that you're energetic and not slothful, that you overcome that animal tendency. So the subconscious mind communicates to the conscious mind through symbols. The symbols are the divine language of the universe. The higher order of beings and higher order of being utilizes symbols and archetypes to communicate transcendental thoughts and perceptions and concepts that otherwise could not be fully transmitted to the physical realm without the ability to utilize some sort of symbol to be picked up by the receptive, creative mind and recognized and acted out and executed with the conscious mind. The divine mind, or the super consciousness, sends guidance, impressions, and divine intelligence rays, or angels, or angles. That's where we get the word angle, angel of light, because each degree and each angle of light as received by the line. If let's say we live on a line, the light, these different angles of light all carry different divine intelligent data. And this data is received and picked up via the solar plexus, as taught by the Gnostic school of Samael Yor, and the Rosicrucians have developed the entire antenna system, the wireless antenna system in the human body. All of the things that we see, like radio transmitters, signals, all of this was discovered first in the human body. So as they taught, and as we can research ourselves, the solar plexus picks up the impressions from our environment. The environment is dictated and shaped by our subconscious. Our subconscious is dictated and shaped by our conscious. That's why Eve tempts Adam to eat of the tree of knowledge, because our emotional desires coming from the subconscious tempt the conscious mind in a certain direction, and it's the conscious mind's ability to either default or to make a conscious choice. When we begin to utilize conscious decisions, then we are leading Eve, our emotional nature, and we're in direct communication with the superconscious mind. So the serpent always symbolizes energy, vibration, vibra. Snake in ancient Egypt was a symbol of vibration or energy, sound frequency. The serpent also, because of that duality that's caused by the split, the dielectricity into its two parallels, the temptation of the flesh and primal desires are activated as each soul encounters interaction with a physical vessel, which creates an inner paradox, which creates our conscious experience and allows us to experience attraction and repulsion. So if Eve hears first the subconscious symbolic of the impulses, and then Adam eats of those impulses, conscious mind follows the unchecked urges. Astrotheologically, we can see Adam, Leo, Eve as Cancer. Also on a physical level, because in esoteric science, there's always two different levels of understanding. You also have to understand the Mars and Venus connection. Not only the Cancer and Leo, but also the esoteric correlation of Adam and Eve to Mars and Venus. Sun being Adam, Moon being Eve, Leo the Sun, Cancer the Moon, the royal pair. This is the royal pair within. But they got distraught because our monad, upon splitting on its descent, has split into male and female, subconscious and conscious, and is guided by the superconscious being. And our goal is to fully incarnate that being, so that when we pass the initiation of life, we can go to the next plane with full conscious awareness of our actions. But we have to return to Eden through the way we came, and that is through mastering the ability to pierce through the veil and understand that our belief systems and our inner perception paradigms shape and turn our environment, Maya, into Maya. We turn the Great Mother into Maya. We need to utilize our conscious mind, Adam, all as a tomb, to be able to restabilize and utilize and recognize the Great Mother within creation, rather than falling for the perceptions of the illusions of the desires of the subconscious mind, unfiltered, entering the conscious mind and acted out arbitrarily. The whole goal of certain esoteric magical practices of the West and East is to increase symbolic intention upon the subconscious mind. You don't force these results. You have to plant the seeds by penetrating the subconscious mind. That's why ritual magic is so important, because it formulates an environment in which the subconscious mind can be penetrated by the masculine force. The will penetrates the desire, mixes with it, the fire and water mix and create the result. Now, most people create haphazard results, but if you understand the power of intention and emotion and will and how to combine them correctly, then you can manifest the correct result, which would be heaven on earth, because our whole goal is to manifest from the highest spheres and allow it to trickle down and manifest in Malkuth here. But unfortunately, we're bringing up the demons of Klepoth and the lower realms and manifesting the demons here, because we're the point of contact in the center, the mid-guard. The Garden of Eden is in the middle, the heart chakra, the mid, the plane of inertia, okay? Anything above the Garden of Eden is ethereal, anything below is physical. We find ourselves in the realm between the supernal realms and the lower digitized super physical realms. And as a conduit, we have the choice by entering into the physical realm of the sine wave of the knowledge of good and evil, and our ability to utilize this function to grow and nourish our individual consciousness that split from the beginning, from the monad, into its duad. Adam and Eve, conscious mind, subconscious mind. So we have to tame our chariot and train the subconscious mind to obey the conscious mind. And the symptom of this is to understand the power and significance of synchronicity as divine messaging. All events in our life are orchestrated. Our conduit is received in the solar plexus, and our energy waves are emitted in the pineal gland. If we deplete and don't follow the laws of God, and we fall short of utilizing our virtues, our vital virtues, as Samael would claim or term them, then we lose the presence of the divine spirit and fall in depravity. Once we're in a state of depravity, and things are not going very smoothly. So in order to allow our life to run smoothly and tap into the flow state and allow the divine beings, the supernal beings, the higher beings, not the lower beings, to orchestrate divine intervention, because they can be both benevolent and deceptive. If we are playing with the lower realms, then the lower realms will play with us. If we're serving God, Krishna, and Christ, Allah, Jehovah, Eheye, I am, the truth, the monad, the one, whatever, the it, as we'll discuss in the next video, the mysteries of it. So it's just good to know that once we reach this particular level of consciousness, our subconscious mind can pick up impressions from divine beings, and we will realize and become way more conscious of synchronicities. One symptom that you are awakening on the path are divine synchronicity, divine timing. Always look for messages. Become aware of your environment. And as Rudolf Steiner and other great esoteric scientists said, the most important thing we could do in this opportunity in the physical realm is to pay attention. Please join my Patreon, join the community of esoteric scientists in the modern day. Check out the books. Definitely publish some new books. 5 Baptisms, Divine Mysteries of Existence. Find it on Amazon. Links on the website, innermysteries.org. Book a one-on-one consultation as well if you need any guidance. Feel free to contact me. And I hope you are all well. So thank you so much.